the key is narrative art. That's what this is about. And all of these, honestly, whether they're 6 foot tall or whether a toy, are all artifacts from my universe in a way. My background is traditional animation, and it was right sort of at this, it was right before the fall off, before everything went towards 3D and CGI. So, but however, all of my practices and my core concentration were all sort of hands-on, standard, actual hand-drawn animation. So I got pulled into that world, and that world really kind of opened up, and I ended up in comic books, I ended up in theme park design, and I ended up in all these areas that utilize characters.
Well, this is what does it for me. There's 2 things that I really collect, and it's old school animation and pinup, and this is the meshing of both worlds. So I was super excited when I heard that he was doing the show. After I saw the images leading up to the show, I was even more excited, and obviously being here in person and seeing them on this scale.
What it fascinates me most of his work is all these beautiful lines that he has to define all these gestures, and how the scale works and the material in the canvas is extremely successful. This is my favorite piece of the show. It's a really beautiful piece.
You know, we're both into the whole kind of horror genre, into Halloween, ghosts, and everything like that, and that really speaks to me. And I love seeing this kind of stuff, you know, a mix of sexy kind of monster, ghost, everything of the horror genre just wrapped into one with sexy girls. So, sexy cartoon girls, can't go wrong with that.
My parents were uber antique collectors, so I was surrounded by Max Fleischer toys, I was surrounded by everything. So all my friends were playing with Transformers and stuff, like I was watching, like, or I had, like, they had a ton of little Abner stuff, like crazy stuff that no one in my generation would have ever seen ever. So it was a huge influence on me as a child growing up as well.
I think it's wonderful. These things are just dazzling. They really give us a wonderful view of his drawing ability. I mean, it's remarkable what this guy can do. To handle these curvilinear shapes, the shape breakdowns are marvelous. I believe that somewhere in here, there's a little bit of Betty Boop, you know?
And as, you know, a female, I find them to not be in any way sort of abusing that. Like, while she's a fetish character and she's very sexy, she's definitely the dominant.
I'm always writing this weird line where storms are created. And if I can create work that is, again, both innocent and hypersexual, you know, the complexities of life, it's like complete balance, black and white, right?
I think the balance with the hypersexual and the innocence is really good, and it's inviting. And I love the fact that the work is conceptual for the toys and the animation and all the other projects that Brandt has going on. He's incredibly prolific and three-dimensional in his mind. And, you know, he just has a lot going on. It never stops.
I love costuming. I'm huge on costuming. So, so that's a huge component for me, because I am able to play with costuming. I'm able to play with personalities a lot more.
If my waist were 2 inches wide, like these young ladies, and I had anti-gravity boobs, I would absolutely explore this style of clothing. I do have the big eyes, though, I think.
This work ignites my inner bad girl.